right, so
$2 million.
Yeah,
Good for her.
Lakers in Toronto today. So, Beto, there's already talk about what the Lakers will potentially do during this offseason. And one of the things is they seem to have targeted, according to multiple Lakers beat writers, Trae Young from the Hawks.
Yeah, that was a couple months ago, right?
Yeah, it's now gaining heat. It's now gaining momentum. It's Donovan Mitchell. Those are the two guys that potentially the Lakers are interested in for next year. Now, do either of those guys make sense?
Yeah, they do. And those guys agents are working for them right now. That's all it is.
Yeah, Trae Young.
It's because it's not coming
Clutch.
It's not coming from the Lakers side. There's nothing coming from the Lakers side right now because they're focusing on trying to get to the playoffs.
You don't think they're thinking ahead?
They are, but they're not talking to anybody about this.
Now, wait a minute. When somebody says sources, doesn't that indicate that somebody is talking?
Yes, sources are probably from Trae Young's camp.
Oh, you're saying this.
It's coming from the player's side. It's coming from the agents who are trying to manipulate the market.
And you don't think the Lakers, with their front office, with all those people, isn't somewhat leaky?
Not really.
No?
No. This is agent leaky. This is agent
leaky.
Pushing an agenda. Mace, you love baseball.
I do.
Every single time there's a potential spot, it's always from an agent side. Right?
Yeah.
Why would a team be talking about this at all? Because if you go and talk to somebody, this is going to be like, hey, right now all our focus is on what we're going to do.
Right.
Because you never know. They might not even have a job next year. Because if they lose the play-in and they don't get to the playoffs, are they going to stay put? The front office? The coaching staff?
Right.
What happens?
Yeah, if they go out early, I think so does Darvin Ham.
Look, if it's a free agent or a potential player going to a new team, what's the big shiny attraction? The Lakers.
Sure.
It's L.A. Who needs a player like that? The Lakers.
Okay, I just want to read this quote from Jovan Buha, who does a really good job. He says that they're going to go third star hunting this offseason. We'll see how that affects the D'Lo situation. We'll see how you probably have to give up Austin Reeves in almost any third star trade. Now who's available. The one name I continually hear is Trae Young. He's been to the Lakers playoff games before. He's a Clutch Sports client. That's probably the most realistic one right now.
Yeah, in Atlanta, it's not.
Atlanta's going nowhere,
like
right?
Quinn Snyder's fighting with Bogon yesterday.
Right.
They're not going anywhere. He's going to leave there.
Okay.
But if you want to go somewhere that's going to be the best spot for you, of course the Lakers.
Let's entertain the concept. They add Trae Young.
Yes.
Okay, so Trae Young,
and
AD,
LeBron.
and LeBron.
Wonderful.
Can that team win a championship?
It can contend.
It can
way
contend.
better than where they're at right now.
Agreed. And so
just
it does
Denver,
make them
Denver's
better.
just such a monster.
Now we have this off-air Bergman. If given I'm not going to put words in your mouth. You said what about LeBron?
Well, do you think that with LeBron James, the Lakers are going to win a championship? And this is very much the same thing that
Will
Chris
they
was
ever win
talking
another
before.
title?
No.
Will they ever win? No. You say no.
No.
So if that's the case, why do you want to bring him back?
Well, okay, so first of all, it seems like they're moving towards an extension. It seems like.
Yeah, you would expect
LeBron's
Right.
sitting with Jeannie
But
at
if
the
he's
game.
not going to win a championship,
They will
is it
contend
worth it?
with Trae Young.
If they'd have to bring, but then also that means what? $60 million a year for 3 years, 2 years, whatever.
Yeah,
happens to be.
Brian Kaminsky yesterday said 2 with an
2
option
years,
for a third.
120.
It's always an opt. So you think it would opt out after the second year, or would we opt out in the middle?
He would be 42
Each
years
one?
old.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
But I mean, at the level he's playing.
if I'm saying, with the level he's playing, if you think with LeBron James you can win a championship in the next couple of years, then stick with it and keep going with it. But if you think that it's not going to happen, then you're wasting time.
Well,
So you're saying move on.
Move on if you don't think he can win a championship.
To win a championship, there
you
are
need to
29
win
teams that aren't going to
championships.
win the championship.
No,
so
don't do the
tired of
29
that argument.
I
So
agree.
why is it okay to not be the one team that wins? Why is that not okay?
Look, it's not okay to be. It's not okay to not win a championship.
That
here.
is
You
what
gotta
being a
win
Lakers fan
championship.
is all about.
But there's so much. It's
ring or
so
bust. That's it.
interdependent on other players playing well.
Then get
They're
the
a players
It's not
right now.
on
That's what they
LeBron.
are.
Yeah, they're right now. They're not good enough.
$60 million. That's $60 million that you're talking about that can go to somebody else or add more pieces around Anthony Davis.
So you're advocating letting LeBron sail.
if the
Sail
answer
away,
if
by
the
the way,
Sail
as
away.
Yao Rob would
away,
say.
sail away. Yeah. All right. If you think that you cannot win a championship with him, and the Lakers front office thinks they cannot win another championship with him, then yes, let him stay away. If they think by adding Trae Young that'll make him a contender, then
that
you
gets
don't.
it to about the 4 or 5 spots.
Do they have a better chance of winning a championship, AD, LeBron, Trae Young, or Trae Young and AD?
Well, if
in other words, you're letting LeBron sail.
Trae Young,
now
AD,
you've got Trae Young, AD, and some other
chance.
guys.
You have a better chance with LeBron in that situation, of course.
That's what I want. I want the best chance possible.
Well, yeah. So if you want to go, to get Trae Young, he has 2 more years left on his contract. Right. That's over $40 million.
Right.
And you're plus you're adding on LeBron's bigger contracts, and $120 million to $180 million.
For a dude who's 42.
Now,
that's crazy.
Another thing. So now you're talking about paying over $200 million for these two guys, and adding in Anthony Davis too. You're going to have to lose Austin Reeves.
Well, Austin Reeves is going to have to go in a trade for Trae Young.
D'Angelo Russell is going to have to go in a trade. Will have to go away. All these guys. Now your whole core depth is gone.
We always talk about how the Lakers don't have depth, and you're not going to have depth again.
All that's gone.
But here's the thing, Bergman. They're going to have to, in order to get better, they're going to have to move Austin Reeves.
Or move LeBron James.
No, you can't move him. He's not under contract.
No, but you don't have to give him 2 more years.
So are you advocating for don't re-sign LeBron?
Is he going to win a championship?
Don't back off your position. Are you?
Absolutely not. I wouldn't. He hasn't won a championship since 2020. He's 4 years older.
It's 4 years.
Do you realize that's a long time when you're an old man.
But I don't understand. LeBron
let me ask you something.
We talked about it yesterday. He's probably not at the peak, but he is just past the peak.
Yeah.
He's still that good.
Because he scored 40 points against the Nets?
He's an all-NBA player. He's going to be all-NBA this year.
Great. That doesn't equal a championship.
No, it doesn't, but what else can the guy do?
So let me ask you this question. Here's the better question that we talked about with Slim earlier. Can they beat the Nets? Excuse me, beat the Nets, obviously. Can they beat the Nuggets?
No, nobody can. I don't think anybody can beat the Nuggets.
Buss,
except Boston.
If this was Dr. Buss in his heyday.
Nobody in the West is beating
Nobody in the West.
And we think the Nuggets are going to go what? They're going to be top in the West, what? Next 5 seasons?
Well, Jokic is 29 and Murray is 28.
Okay. So in the next 5 seasons, let's say.
Danger.
The meeting should be, and this happens in politics all the time, what can we do to beat the Nuggets?
Correct. And
is signing LeBron James, who doesn't play well against the Nuggets, is that the answer? And he's getting older. Is Trae Young going to help you beat the Nuggets?
Yeah.
Okay.
He is.
So you're saying you're advocating to spending, to Greg's point, $200 million.
But here's
having
the thing.
no depth. And by the way, you have no future there.
I don't see the combination of players, even when you throw in Trae Young, that can beat the Nuggets.
Well, then what's the point of any of it?
Well, you've got to wait for them to slow down.
Why not build a team that can be good?
Jokic is so good, and he's only 29. He's the best player in the league. That's who you have to figure out how to beat. Now, we've got AD is one of the best defensive centers in the league. He can't even keep up with Jokic.
But why not build for the next 10 years?
Which is
rebuilding the team.
Let me tell you what.
You're saying LeBron to see LeBron at the end of his career.
I went through 6 crap years of rebuild.
That's the Sedano point.
No, it is.
That's the Sedano talking point.
Do you not realize?
Yes.
Look,
and it's great. And
it's terrible.
Nobody's knocking LeBron. Nobody's knocking LeBron. And yes, he came here. It's been fun. He won a championship. Whether you want to go down the 2020 rabbit hole or not, he won a championship. It's over. It's done.
Yeah, I don't believe it's done yet.
It's done.
I think if you had Trae Young next year, you got a shot.
Donovan Mitchell next year, you got a chance. 4 years talking about next year constantly. It's always when they're healthy next year.
Wait a minute. You're advocating a rebuild. We won't be talking about next year.
And by the way, I'm not talking about
a
total blow-up rebuild. I'm talking about build around Anthony Davis.
Reload.
Lakers Reloaded. Yeah. Remember when we did those promos? Yeah. Mission 18 Reloaded.
And by the way, you're not rebuilding the team. If it all works out and LeBron is the one that goes and just kind of goes off to another team, brings Bronny with him, whatever happens to be, you're not rebuilding. You're keeping the same exact core that you have right now and adding to that.
With more
but you're still, in order to trade for Trae Young, you're going to have to move Austin Reeves and D'Angelo Russell.
Right. But if
there goes your depth if you're
person,
doing the Trae or the Donovan Mitchell trade. You'd have to do
Trae Young
the
will
same
probably
thing.
attract other players.
Yeah.
I don't know if Trae Young will attract other players. He doesn't work well with other people. That's why Atlanta wants off of him.
No, but you're going to have Trae Young, who's going to attract some other players who might say, "I want to get off of my team and go to L.A."
I don't know.
Now, Trae Young in Atlanta doesn't look good.
Yeah.
Trae Young in L.A. as a teammate who can be a supportive role. That's a different story.
I mean, you have to. It's the whole Russell Westbrook thing before. Can he accept that role because he's the guy that dribbles up, takes a shot from 35 feet whenever he feels like?
Well, in Atlanta, who's he there with?
DeJounte Murray has been a good player.
Murray, yeah.
They had other dudes when, like, they had Kevin Herr, who was playing well, who's injured
John
now.
Collins. They've got
guys.
That's hardcore fantasy basketball talk. I'm saying where?
Yeah.
Right? And where that gift then?
Not the level of LeBron and AD.
Let's hold that because I want to do that for 2 o'clock call of the day. In the meantime,